I don't know why we can't have our own wine locker. But I guess that's a lost perk of being a member of Qurashi House. May as well get our wine before Apep wakes up in an hour.
Dominus stayed at 4 in the morning? Did you even ask the royal family permission before taking that?
I don't need your approval for anything, Chronoa. If Azeez or Daria had an issue, they would have said something. Mind your fucking business, and worry about that boyfriend of yours who looks like he just came from a car wreck.
Yep. She's definitely Apep's wife, alright. Definitely gonna call the director in the morning.
That instigating slut Chrono obviously doesn't know when to shut up. If Hella Bithy on its deck of weird allies, she'd be dead right now. She's gonna regret picking a fight with me one day.
Who the hell is banging on my door this early? Oh, they're asking for it now.
Open that door, you talking cobra bitch. I know you're in there.
Oh, what the hell do you want, Chronoa?
Well. If it isn't Lilith's tyrannical husband Apep. I was looking for your wife, but I think I'll have a chat with you instead.
As long you're respectful about it, I'll oblige.
That's fair. Now, your wife was up at 4 this morning getting wine for you, I assume. Did she ask the Qurashi royal family for that?
We paid for that ourselves, actually. We asked to have our own wine locker so we would avoid this, but the Qurashi didn't want to hear it. So we took it as a given at that point.
I see. One more question. What do you see in Lilith anyway? I don't see how can she benefited out of your standards if she wasn't in the picture. Was there a chance that you and I would have been a...
Ha! He wouldn't even give you the time of day regardless the timeline or the universe! So nice try! For someone who claims to be as intelligent as you portray yourself, you are entirely stupid!
Hey! Lilith, I thought you were out doing your own.
First you tried to pick a fight with me this morning.
And you just asked me if I would consider you if Lilith wasn't in the picture. You're pathetic. In fact, get out of our damn sight right now. It would be in your best interest from this day going forward. You don't knock on our door again. Whatever issue you and Lilith have, you're on your own. As I have no interest with you, or that pathetic ratchet-speaking boyfriend of yours, as I want no part or involvement with neither of you. Now, get lost!
Okay. You're gonna regret this. Both of you.
Yeah. That's what you always say. I'll talk. Per usual. Answer this, darling. If I was out of the picture, would you even consider her?
Have you lost it, Lilith? I'd rather go through the torture ma have been put me through than date her. You said it yourself. I wouldn't give her the time of day.
Glad the snake got Apep I married is still in there. Chronoa is so lucky we didn't kill her right there.
And it would have been via Northwind, on top of it.
Exactly my point, Apep!
Are you going to be okay for a while, Lilith? I have to step out momentarily. Bastet will be downstairs in a few minutes.
As long Chronoa doesn't start with me like she's been doing for the past 2 days, I'll be fine.
Okay, good. If Chronoa gives you any problems, let Anubis and I know.
Ah! I knew you would be down here.
Do you get off on harassing me or something? This is the 3rd time this week you're picking a fight with me for no reason!
Call it whatever you want. Ever since Apep was Pharaoh of Azteca, or Hell of Ifi, whatever you call that atrocious kingdom of yours now, I made it my mission to make your lives a living hell, and I'll see it through. There's nothing you, Apep, or the other Aztecan gods can do to stop me from doing so.
Newsflash, Chronoa! I could give less of a damn of what you have to say to me! Am I supposed to break down and cry at your petty insults and threats? You are batshit insane, self-deluded, and completely fucking psychotic! Despite the headaches and grief Apep and I get for being who we are! Some insecure slut who calls herself a Kai like you isn't one of them. Find something better to do than harassing Apep and I over something from 12,000 years ago that we don't even give a fuck about anymore!
Feelings mutual. Why don't you do everyone a favor and leave Azteca? You aren't valued here anyway. How about doing that and make our lives easier, huh? When is it going to end with you? When can we start getting some peace around here with you and Apep causing havoc all the time?
You can stop by not being such an instigating little twit 24/7. Lilith didn't even do anything to you, so leave her be.
With all due respect, Bastet. But no. I will not. And correct me if I'm wrong, didn't you and Lilith have issues as well?
Does your instigating know no bounds? You're getting into me and Bastet's past now, too! What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, so? We moved on since then, so why can't you?
Like I'm gonna tell a cat goddess who ran from Apep. Instead of confronting him like an actual goddess would.
You wish, honey. Pretty ironic that Apep or Lilith never came after me when I left. And years later Apep welcomed me back into the Order with open arms. And so did Anubis. This just shows how blinded by hatred you are. Though you're supposed to be a quote-unquote Supreme Kai.
You wouldn't know hatred if it smacked you upside the head, Bastet. You have no idea what these two have done while you were young. You would be flabbergasted of what they did.
Now you are starting to piss me off, Chronoa. This will be your one warning. Bother Lilith in my presence again. I am clawing your face, and you will have a nice little souvenir, courtesy of Mobian Goddess Bastet. Got that?
Fine. You're off the hook. For now.
Here's some advice for you, Chronoa. Instigating and getting into other people's business is not how you gain one's attention, as it's shown for the past 3 days. It's not working very well in your favor now, is it?
Oh, shut it, Lilith. I don't want to hear another word from you. That is, unless you're willing to talk things out.
You think I want anything to do with you after that interaction with my husband 3 days ago? Only place I'll ever speak to you is either at a psychiatrist's office or a courtroom. Apep and I are not your friends, and we never will.
You spoke more than enough. Now, get, before you embarrass yourself further.
You were the last person I was expecting to stand up for me like that, despite our, you know.
Just because we had problems in the past, Lilith, doesn't mean I'm gonna hold a grudge against you like Nephis did Apep. But on a serious note, that Chronoa has some real issues. She's gonna cross the wrong person one day, and it's gonna bite her. Big time.
And that person is going to be me, very soon.
That was a good run.
What did you do, Chronoa?
Huh? I'm not following you, Exiled.
King Azeez and Uncle Anubis sent me to retrieve you, as both of them want to speak with you. Now, you must have fucked up very severely for both Uncle Anubis and King Azeez to speak with you.
Both of them want to talk to me? I think I know what this is in relation to. Bring me to them. You two requested to see me?
There you are, Chronoa. Anubis. You want to address it now, or later?
We may as well address it now since he's here.
Very well. Have a seat, Chronoa.
Okay, what's this about?
I think you should already know the answer to that by now, Chronoa.
Lilith. Of course. Go figure. Of course you would be the one doing the tattletaling.
Actually, no. It was Isis and Bastet who came forward to us.
Wait, what? Bastet and Isis came to you about it?
Lilith is one of Isis's closest friends, so of course Isis would come to us about it when you were harassing her best friend without any justifiable rhyme or reason.
Also seeing that Bastet is Isis and Anubis' sister, whom you showed very little to no regard for during your last argument. As your father-in-law, I am going to ask you specifically. And tell us the truth. What issue do you have with Lilith specifically? I know it can't be from the fact that she's the wife of the god she's married to. That being Apep.
She supported everything Apep did down to the letter. Like killing mortals without giving it a second thought. Why did you invite them both to Qurashi House anyway? Ever since they got to Qurashi House, they've been nothing but trouble. They've screwed up at every turn, and yet you two did nothing.
Wrong. I've corrected them several times. Even recently, when they thought it was a good idea to do a sparring session at the Miami skyline at 8 o'clock in the morning. Just because Lilith is a woman doesn't mean she isn't just as deadly as Apep. She has Northwind now as well. You keep harassing her the way you've been doing, it's not going to end well for you.
She only has Northwind because she injected herself with Apep's DNA.
Most of what you're telling us we were already aware of. If you have an issue with Apep and Lilith being here, take that up with Leon, not us. We have no control who goes in and out of Qurashi House. Leon does.
Then I'll make a petition to get Apep and Lilith out of Qurashi House then. I've done it before in Universe 7 and Astralis. So that's what
I would seriously recommend you don't. Leon has enough on his plate as it is. Last thing he needs is a petition on his desk just because you don't agree with Apep and Lilith being here.
Zebek put though multiple petitions to get Mark removed, and Leon denied it several times. The last one he put through, Leon came down himself and told Zebek to not send him any more petitions or he's out of the show. Leon is all business, and he doesn't mess around. So Anubis and I would strongly recommend you don't send any petitions to his office.
Sigh. How am I supposed to make amends with Lilith then? Only way she'll speak to me is either via a psychiatrist or a court hearing. She said it herself.
Now that Azeez and I can work with. Or at least try to.
Wait, really?
Yes. There's a psychiatrist we know who's dealt with Salazar twice in St. Louis. We'll call him to see if he can help you and Lilith mend fences. And we're telling you right now, you are not to have any form of contact with Lilith or Apep for the next several days until we get this set up. If we have to separate both you and Lilith, then there is going to be a severe problem with you, I, and Kanzu. You hear me?
No promises, but I'll try. Being in a mansion with 20 other people, that's gonna be hard.
We'll hold you to it. You're dismissed. For now.
I don't think Lilith and Chronoa can last even a day without arguing. But fight each other? I don't even want to imagine that scenario.
Lilith has a lot of self-restraint. She won't defend herself unless Chronoa gives her a reason to. It's Chronoa we should be more concerned about, not Lilith.
Up for a beer?
You bet.
So you're Zabek's girlfriend, Chronoa. I was beginning to wonder when you were going to introduce yourself to us.
Why did you call Anaya and I to Aloha Miami?
Does this name ring a bell? Snake Goddess Lilith.
Are you trying to get both Delilah and I into even more controversy? She's protected by the gods of Azteca. You know, 'cause of her husband.
Plus, didn't Father and Anubis tell you to wait until this appointment is set up?
Why does everyone keep telling me that? If you think I'm going to wait until your dad and Anubis set this psychiatrist appointment up, you're out of your fucking mind.
First of all, watch your fucking mouth. Just because we don't have any involvement with the royal throne doesn't mean we're not princesses.
We can easily report you to our father if we so wanted to, but we're not going to. As a petty argument like this one isn't worth it. You better choose how you talk to us a lot more carefully, Kai.
You know what, fuck this. I knew seeking the Qurashi for help was a bad idea. I'm heading back to the house. See you later.
She's got quite the mouth on her for a Kai.
A mouth she may have. But at least she isn't afraid of getting what she wants. Similar to us. But whatever. Bartender. 2 Stella Artois on the double.
Oh hey Selila, Freya and Deckard. I didn't know you three were down here. Anyway, I was wondering if you three can help with
Look, whatever issue you have with Lilith and Apep, we want no part of it. Uncle Anubis already told you not to have contact with them, did he not?
Why does everyone in this house keep saying that? I'm not an idiot. I know what King Azeez and Lord Anubis said to me.
That's not the point, Chronoa. You're known for 2 specific things. Instigating and gossiping. Both of which you were reprimanded for several times. It's amazing when you're restricted from doing so. You're out here trying to get Apep and Lilith removed from Qurashi House when the actual problem is you. Don't you have a boyfriend to vent to or something?
Oh, piss off, Freya.
I only met Lilith once. That was after Kizal and I sorted out our issues. But seeing she's the wife of Apep, I wouldn't trifle with her if I were you.
Speaking of which, you're a lawyer, aren't you?
I'm a state attorney actually, but go on.
I was wondering if you can help me with this issue with Lilith. She mentioned the only way she'll speak to me is either a psychiatrist office or a court hearing. I'm not mentally insane like her and Apep, so I was curious of how much I would have to pay to...
Yeah, no. I already caught enough flack from Lord Anubis as it is for the whole Kizal thing. And I'm not gonna pile that on by getting involved with your little beef with the wife of Apep. You're on your own!
Whatever. You're all useless in this house. You're lucky I don't file a petition on all of you instead of Apep and Lilith.
I would be very mindful if you make threats to Chronoa. As one of these days that's going to come back to haunt you.
Hey guys. Sorry Is there something wrong?
What do you think, Kizal?
I would have one of your clansmen keep an eye on Chronoa for the next hour. She's going to start something with Lilith again. I know it. And the end result isn't gonna be pretty.
For goodness sakes. Chronoa is going to test my Uncle Anubis. Not the smartest idea.
Is the sake ready?
Yeah, it's ready. This thing will shatter the second Lilith gets hit with this.
Good. Let's go.
Are you sure about doing this? I mean, the both of us could get in trouble. Especially you. Seeing Lord Anubis and my father already warned you about it 3 days earlier.
Oh come on Zavek. Don't be such a pussy. What's the worst thing that can happen? If you do this, I'll let you fuck me later as a reward. So what do you say?
Sigh. Fine. If this goes awry. This one's on you.
Good boy. Now we wait for Lilith to come out. Do not throw it unless I tell you to.
No problem, darling. I'll make you coffee if you ever change your mind.
Now. Take this, you talking cobra bitch.
Huh? What the fuck, man? I just made that cup of coffee, too.
That's what you get, you cobra whore.
Was that sake you to suicidal morons just throw at me?
Yeah, we did. What are you gonna do about it?
Now you just made this personal. You both are dead.
Consider that your last mistake!
Fuck.
Yeah. If you went so far with this one.
And you, Chronoa, you're going to pay for that bottle of sake you threw at my head. You instigating gossiping bitch! You wanted my attention so badly. You have it now!
Stop. Please. I beg of you.
That ship sailed when you threw that bottle of sake at me. You were going to get what you deserve. And that's an asinine Northwind style. Beautiful cow, a boomer sheep.
Lilith, what do you think you're doing? We talked about this. You don't use Northwind without my supervision first.
Apep, stay out of this. This doesn't concern you.
You're making this difficult for me. If I have to use Northwind to prevent you from throwing away your own knife.
Then I will.
I'm warning you, Apep. Don't make me strike you down.
Do it then. I'm standing right here. If you want to strike me for preventing you from throwing your own knife away, then do it if it makes you feel better.
Mighty All-Father. Lilith, calm down.
Get the fuck off of me! She threw a bottle of sake at me unprovoked, but she should get what she deserves!
This motherfucker did what?
You are explaining yourself. Once 3 of us are on the mansion grounds, Anubis will have a fit if we remain up here any longer. So let's settle this on the ground. Chaotic Ashton.
You are going to explain yourself. Right now. Starting from the commotion outside our door. Leading up to Lilith nearly killing you in Northwind.
I'll tell you why, Apep! She and that wretched-speaking boyfriend of hers, Apep, thought it was a good idea throwing a bottle of sake at me. It came at me with such force, it even shattered my cup of coffee! You are so fucking lucky that I didn't go blind from all of that glass! You have no idea of what you just done! Me being pissed off is an understatement of how I'm feeling toward you right now.
Throwing bottles at sake at them, are we? Wow, Chronoa! Your hatred of them is really obvious.
We already knew that Chronoa has been holding this grudge against me and Lilith ever since I was a temporary pharaoh of Azteca. And Lilith, you mentioned to our godson here that she threw sake at you. Would you by any chance know what the flavor was? If the flavor was what I think it was, then we're gonna have a problem.
How am I supposed to know? It hit me so fast it winded me, so excuse me for that one. It was a bottle of sake. That's all I knew at that point. It exploded in my face before I could get a visual of the flavor.
You mean this?
Yeah, that's the one. And is that?
Lemongrass sake?
It sure is. You could probably guess where Davina and I found this one, right under their bed. The next time you want to plan your revenge using lemongrass sake as a glass grenade Molotov, make sure you don't use Apep's credit card to do it.
Let me get this straight. You tried to poison me and Apep with lemongrass sake?
Why, you traitorous little fucking shit!
Chronoa, have you lost your fucking mind? Poisoning Apep and Lilith is going too far.
I would have succeeded too if you lot didn't meddle with my affairs.
You and Kaz are excused. We'll take it from here while we interrogate Miss Chronoa here.
No problem. As for you, Chronoa, you disgust me to the core. Come on, Kaz, we'll go on a double date with Asuna and Kozumi.
Just like how you meddled in everyone else's like you've been doing for 3 days, you mean? That sounds about right!
And the fact you and Zebek were even able to turn a simple bottle of lemongrass sake into a glass grenade Molotov was a really stupid move on your part. You could have blinded Lilith with that. It's more than apparent to us that you're so blinded by your own hatred and vengeance that you show little regard for anyone else. I think I speak for all of us here at Qurashi House when I say that we are sick and tired of your instigating and gossiping. When it comes to Apep, and Lilith especially, you're a lot of the reason of why Nephthys and Apep had such animosity for a long time. You're just pissed off at Lilith for calling you out on your bullshit as she was not about to let your lies and instigation destroy her husband's life.
You know how you came to me to help you with Lilith earlier? Yeah, about that. Lilith can come to me and take you to court for aggravated assault, which is a third-degree felony in the state of Florida and can lead up to a 5-year prison sentence, and you could be fined up to $5,000. You're not the sharpest knife in the drawer, Chronoa, especially when one of the house gets is the state attorney of Qurashi Royal City, and hell up at the eye for Apep and Lilith ever decide to enlist my services.
I'm sorry? Lemongrass? Mind elaborating, Apep?
Lemongrass is often used as a snake-repellent fragrant. The fact that Chronoa used an entire bottle of lemongrass sake on Lilith makes her intentions very clear. It's going to take more than a bottle of lemongrass sake to drive me and Lilith away. You failed, miserably. As a guardian of Astralis, I thought you were better than this. You need serious help, Chronoa, and shame on you trying to poison my wife. We're both staying at a hotel until that appointment is set up. To avoid this unstable lunatic you call an initiate guardian, Chaota Ashtep.
Hope you're proud of yourself, Chronoa. You were warned by both Anubis and King Azeez Qurashi not to have any contact with him until an appointment was set up. But you didn't listen. You also blackmailed your own boyfriend by using sexual exploitation.
What? How did you?
Apep confessed. He even informed us that you used sex as a lure, saying you would let him have sex with you if he went through with it.
I can't fucking believe you. Not only do you almost blind Lilith with a glass grenade Molotov, but you also blackmail Apep using sexual exploitation? I can't even look at you right now. You and Apep go to a hotel until this appointment is set up. You already caused enough problems as it is. Wait till my father hears about this.
But Davina.
Go.
Sigh. Fine. I needed a break from this house anyway.
And do not come back until this appointment is scheduled and done with.
You're thinking of Dr. Light, aren't you?
We don't have much of an option, Davina. It's either this, or both Lilith and Chronoa tear each other apart to the point where Leon has to get involved. And it's the last thing we want.
Luckily I still have his number. He may have an office here in Miami. I'm going to call him right now and see if he can take them as soon as tomorrow.
The audacity! I'm still appalled that Chronoa would even do that. If that glass grenade Molotov even as much blinded you. Oh ho 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 ho! Apep would have met a much worse punishment.
I'm just as infuriated as you, darling. Believe me, it even shattered a cup of coffee I was gonna have. That's the fucked up part. I knew there was a reason your father didn't trust her.
And he was right enough too. That Supreme Kai gave off way too many negative vibes when I was still Pharaoh. Even when we are partnered with Anubis, I still get negative vibes from her.
Doors open.
Are you all right, Lilith? Nephthys called me and told me what happened. I knew Chronoa wasn't mentally right in the head.
Lilith was about to kill her with a Chaota Hakai. If I knew what happened beforehand, I would have let Lilith murk that bitch.
I had a talk with Anubis and King Azeez Qurashi about this meeting that's going to take place. I'm going to be a part of it as I have a few words to say to her myself. Her egos ran unchecked long enough. Beerus didn't do a good job of checking her, so I'm going to do it.
Are you sure, Ksathra? Apep and I can handle our own. I mean, the three of us have Northwind for crying out loud.
I insist, Lilith. Chronoa never had that father figure to tell her enough is enough. I'm not worried about you two specifically. It's Chronoa. Supreme Kais are wired a lot differently than a god of destruction. So as a former snake titan, I seen my fair share of them. So it's for the best. She'll realize the error of her ways when I'm done with her. Watch.
I don't know what you got planned, but I like where this is going. If it'll stop her from picking fight with us, then I'm all for it.
I'm with Apep on this one. I was never one to doubt you, but let's hope it works. Is the appointment's tomorrow?
Then we have more than enough time to talk it over through dinner.
I apologize I had to drag you into this, Ksathra. You're probably the only other person that has a very close relationship with Lilith besides Apep and Azeez.
Don't worry about it. Your mother and I are on talking terms again for now. I knew whatever it was, your mother Nethys wouldn't call me out of desperation unless it had something to do with either Apep or Lilith. Either way, we're ending this malicious paradigm that's going on inside Chronoa's head today.
Malicious paradigm? I'm not following you, Ksathra.
It's a metaphor my people use to describe people who may possibly have a mental illness.
Ah, I forgot that you're a lot older than my father in age. But regardless, thanks for that information.
Anytime. Now if this doctor can hurry the hell up.
You weren't kidding. The animosity between Chronoa and Lilith is legitimate.
I'm no PhD, but when you live long enough dealing with other deities, reading one's body language is a no-brainer. So, what is Chronoa's main issue with Lilith?
Well, Lord Ksathra, according to Chronoa, she had a traumatic experience 12,000 years ago where Apep murdered a prisoner of Azteca right in front of her, and apparently Lord Khonsu and Lady Nethys were there when it happened.
That's not much to go off of, but it's enough for me to help her cope with it.
What do you have in mind, Ksathra?
Though Chronoa is a Mobian deity like we are, she's an entirely different class. She's a Kai-Oshin, a god of creation, the opposite of a god of destruction. Because we have powers that rival a god of destruction, Kai-Oshins can't process it normally like a god of destruction. It traumatizes them to the point where they have no control of what they're doing. They use gossip as a form of a coping mechanism. Something we've seen from Chronoa. Kai-Oshins are very social gods. It's structured in their genetics. We can't fix the problem unless we address the source first.
That source being Apep, who was Varroa at the time, and Lilith, who Chronoa believes to follow everything Apep did.
There you go. Doctor, do you have a private room Chronoa and I can talk alone?
Ironically enough, I have her in a room by herself right now.
Ksathra. What? How?
You can relax, Chronoa. I'm here to talk with you.
What is there to talk about? Look at me. I'm just a Kai-Oshin that does nothing but gossip and always gets myself in trouble. And my ignorance now put my boyfriend Zabek in the line of fire.
It doesn't have to be like this, with the proper guidance.
I can still be saved despite what I done?
I wouldn't be here if I didn't see a way that you weren't. You are to do as I say, and how I do it for this to work. Are we clear?
Yes, I understand, Ksathra.
Good. You have something my people call a malicious paradigm. Do you know what that is?
I've heard of it. I believe it's something that has to do with a traumatic event. Are you saying a traumatic event I went through is the cause?
And your actions that followed. Now, what I want you to do, meditate for about, let's see, 3 hours, give or take, and expel any negativity you experienced from the event out.
Bad memories of Apep and Lilith included, I assume.
Yes. The time starts the minute you start relaxing. So, how do you feel?
I don't get it. I don't feel any different or anything. I feel just about the same.
That's because the 3 hours was supposed to replicate the 3 days of what you put Lilith through. Now you know how she felt when you kept harassing her.
Wow, I've never looked at it that way before. And that whole malicious paradigm thing? It's not real?
No. That's just a metaphor my people came up with to identify possible people with mental illnesses. It was the only way for you to see error of your ways, and your behavior was crossing boundaries that shouldn't have been crossed.
You make a point there. To tell you the truth, Ksathra, I've been wanting to make amends with Lilith for a while, but I just don't know how.
How about you try a different way instead of gossiping and instigating like you've been? You've got to remember, we're not a Kai ocean like you.
You're right. Take me to Apep and Lilith right now.
There you are, Ksathra. Any progress?
She'll get the hint now, rest assured. It's safe to say she's learned her lesson. Don't be so hard on her. And she's willing to make amends with you. As to whether you should forgive her or not, that's on you two. I'll leave you two to it. And Chronoa, let this be a learning experience for you. Don't gossip or instigate if you don't know the full situation. Best of luck to you.
We can't say for sure of what the Qurashi has in store for you. This appointment was nothing more than a waste of our time. But throwing that Safke at Lilith was probably the dumbest thing you could have done. Hopefully next time, you learn to pick your battles more wisely.
Yeah, probably should thought twice on that one.
Why hold a grudge against us for this long?
To tell you the truth, guess I have some issues of my own to work out. If you don't forgive me, I understand. I guess I'm intimidated by your Northland forms.
You're not the first person to admit that either. Anubis was the same way, so I completely get where you're coming from. Tell you what, how about the 3 of us let the past go, and we start fresh?
Wait, you'll give me a second chance? Especially what I did to you 3 days ago?
We're not as vengeful people say we are, Chronoa. If you actually got to know us instead of picking fights and instigating all the time, you would find out we're not bad people.
Lesson learned. But yeah, I'm willing to start over if you two are willing.
Agreed. Hopefully we can get off on the right foot this time. Consider this a bonding moment. We're gonna have a lot like these in the near future, so you may as well get used to these.
I thank you for the opportunity. I didn't think you two want anything to do with me after the appointment with Dr. Light.
Our pleasure, Chronoa. Since we're having a stable start, we may as well start the pleasantries.
Yeah, hope for many more right.
Hey, Apep. Hope I'm not interrupting any.
Damn it, Isis! Didn't Kondu or Nephthys as a child teach you how to knock?
Whoa there. Calm down. Let's hear what Isis has to say. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chronoa. I just got word from King Azeez that Leon told him of what the season finale is going to be.
Oh, this should be good. What did King Azeez have in mind for the finale?
Well, I don't know how to put this. But it turns out he's going to set up some kind kart race at Universal Studios.
Whoa! What?
We're doing a go-kart race. Who will be our opponents then?
According to what Leon told King Azeez, it's gonna be the Hawkins Mansion crew. It's gonna be a 5-on-5 race. Mario Kart style.
Are you serious? We're having a go-kart race against the Hawkins Mansion crew at Universal Studios.
Leon must have something big planned. If he's having both Qurashi House and Hawkins Mansion cast meet at Universal Studios, especially if it's a go-kart race, which can only mean one thing.
The filming of Leon's next movie is going to start soon.